Good afternoon, vinyl community. Welcome to my channel. I'm back with a video that I promised earlier on in the day, where I was going to give a rating and a review of the new Greta Van Fleet release, The Battle at Garden's Gate. I picked this up on Friday at Sunrise Records in our local shopping mall, and I haven't had a chance to play it until today. My wife had me busy in the yard all weekend long, helping her. I don't know where you are, but where I am in the lower mainland of British Columbia, it is about 24 degrees outside with a slight breeze. Beautiful sunny day. It's been beautiful, sunny, hot for the last 4 or 5 days. Just like summertime. You notice I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt. Just fantastic weather. So I finally got a chance to play this morning for the first time, and I'm going to get into my reaction in a little bit. First off, I made some notes. Go over. So Greta Van Fleet from Frankenmuth, Michigan. 4 young fellas. I think they're all 19 to 22, something like that now, 20 to 23. They're really young guys. This is their 4th release, their 2nd full album. Before this they had 2 EPs and then a full release album. And it's been 3 years waiting for this, and I guess that's largely due to COVID, with studios being shut and restrictions in place, yada yada yada. Now, critics on this band seem to be divided. They seem to be either one of those love 'em or hate 'em bands, and that's all I can figure out from what I've seen online and in the newspapers and all that, and YouTube videos, the reaction channels. Yeah, it's either love 'em or hate 'em, it seems. Starting with their name, Greta Van Fleet. I have no problem with the name. I have no problem with the name Alice Cooper. I have no problem with Molly Hatchet. And yet these guys seem to get derided for their name in some circles, and I don't understand. I don't hear these people saying Alice Cooper's a bad name for a band. What's the big deal? It's just a name. It's better than the Cars or the Police. That's another thing. So yeah, it was came out, released Friday. Sunrise opens at 10 o'clock in the morning in the mall. I got there just quarter after 11. I had to go for my COVID vaccination before that. When I got there, I was speaking with a lady in the shop. I was the only one there, and she was free to talk and saying, yeah, I'm looking for this in vinyl, because all I could see was CDs on the new arrival thing. She says, oh, I got them over here in a special bin for vinyl. Okay. And she picked me out and handed it to me, and I says, do you have any of the white vinyl ones, the indie special? She says, no, I had 3 or 4 of those, and they're all gone. And then she said that, she wasn't sure of the reaction of this on vinyl, so she ordered 20 in to start. And when I got there an hour and 15 minutes after opening time, there were 3 copies left. And she says she is stunned by how fast it is moving. Maybe not the album itself, but the vinyl. And she's sold couple of CDs and almost all the vinyl. So yeah, our vinyl guys are out there. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about a few things: price, packaging, the lyrics, the vocals, the sound quality, the album overall in general, the songs, blah blah blah. First, I'm going to go over the price. Price is $39.99 Canadian. I saw a sticker on an album in the States on Spin Me Round store. They did an unboxing video where their new stock comes in, and they did this on Thursday night. And boy, those people work hard. Long hours at that place. And I saw a sticker $29.99 on one of their albums. So price difference between U.S. and Canada. And the white vinyl was, I think it was $6 extra. And the white vinyl edition did not come with anything extra, no extra songs, no tracks, no extra bonuses, anything like that, just different colored vinyl. And, I may look for a copy of that one day, I may not. I don't really have to spend an extra $6 to get different colored vinyl, it's not important to me. So, first off, we're going to go over the packaging. Comes with a big hype sticker, of course, telling all their songs. I found a few of these songs on YouTube and reaction channels and that before the album was even released. There's no secrets anymore in the music world. So I saved the hype sticker, put that on the poly sleeve. The packaging is gorgeous. Very understated, very subtle. It's an embossed, almost vinyl feel cover. Gold is embossed. You'll see this emblem again on the inside in the artwork. And just the title down here, The Battle at Garden's Gates. No mention of the band name on front. Very classy, very, I don't know what I want to say. It's very classy, you know. And there's the back cover. It just lists the song titles. And it's got all these symbols beside it you might be able to see. Yeah. And then the inside, it's a double album. Only because some of the songs are so long. They're 8-9 minutes long, a few of these songs. They like writing anthems, these guys. And so they had to put it on 2 discs. There are 12 songs on here. And it's a beautiful gatefold, a beautiful artwork. There's one side and the other. And if you see on the little castle here on the one side, you'll see that same entrance, the gate that's on the cover. And I'm really getting a sort of a J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings vibe from this artwork. That's what it reminds me of. It looks like something I had an illustrated version of Lord of the Rings. It's the edition set, and it looks a lot like that. Really beautiful picture. The albums themselves come in these really nice polylined sleeves. So they did this right. The labels are very understated too. All the labels are the same. Just all it says is that all it has is an emblem and just side A, B, C, and D. I had a mini heart attack when I opened this at first, because I'm just holding it up to the light and giving it a dust, and I see on the side A on track 3, the song Broken Bells, there's a mark on the vinyl, and I cleaned it, and it wouldn't come off, and I thought, oh crap, it's defective, it's got a mar in the production, but I put it on and spun it and crossed my fingers, and it played right over it, so not even a blip. So that's good. I don't have to run the half hour back to the mall to exchange it, because I'm probably out of them by now. So both albums look the same. There's also a really nice booklet comes with it. And the booklet has all the lyrics for each song, and all the production notes on the bottom of it, who plays what instruments, who wrote it, and where it's recorded, and who plays what extra instruments that are just invited in for this. And all these symbols that are above it are all on the back cover as well, next to each song. So I'll show you each of the pictures here on the inside. Again, it's got a very J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings feel to this whole thing. I feel like Larry Graves, the Canadian stud muffin. If you don't know his channel, check him out. He's hilarious. But he likes showing off the booklets and things, and says he'll always scan them for people. He's got a fantastic channel too. And a picture. And there's a couple more coming in. A really good photo of the band at the end too. Sorry for the glare, but I've got a trouble light hanging here to adjust the light in the room. Otherwise, I'd be like the Beatles album with the Beatles with half my face in shadow. Sort of like this picture. Very Beatlesque with the half shadow. And really effective picture. I love that style of photography. As you can tell, these guys are really young, like I said. But that's a beautiful photograph. And that is the, if you're not familiar with the band, that's the lead singer, Josh. There are 3 brothers in this, 2 twins, and the younger brother, Josh, and then the drummer, who's not related, but a good friend. And again, yeah, beautiful booklet, beautiful packaging. The packaging gets, if I could go higher out of 10, this would get a 13 out of 10, the packaging. It's just beautiful. I mean, I really just can't stop looking at this. It's just gorgeous packaging. So they knocked that right out of the park right away. The Battle at Garden's Gate, the title, that line is mentioned in one of the songs. And their last album, Anthem of the Peaceful Army, the Peaceful Army is mentioned in a couple of songs as well. So they really tie all their albums into each other. sort of saga-ish, where they have this one tale is told through all the albums, and one or two songs on each album sort of continues the tale. And I get the feeling this band is sort of trying to do something like that too, and it's really creative. Um, Now, the critics also malign these guys, or love them, for sounding a lot like Zeppelin on their first three releases. And I can see where that's true. On this album, I'm getting a much more a Rush vibe with the vocals. He's toned down his vocals a lot. He doesn't sound. He still sounds like Robert Plant, but he still sounds like he's gone for a lot more for a Geddy Lee type sound on this one. And I mean, God, if you're gonna emulate or pattern yourselves after someone, the rock gods, come on, Zeppelin and Rush. Man, oh man, you couldn't pick two better bands to pattern yourselves after. This album, I think, is going to be, as time goes on and people warm to it, I think it's going to be regarded as an epic. Um, that being said, I think this is a band that is evolving in their musical style and their sound and the vocals and their writing. Um, I think that I mean, the Beatles evolved. Come on, every band evolves and changes a little bit. The Beatles started out, with Please Please Me, doing a lot of cover versions, excuse me, and a lot of 2-3 minute love songs, and they started eventually breaking out into deeper meaning lyrics and experimentation and more instruments. Uh, Culminating in Sgt. Pepper. It just broke patterns and broke boundaries, and everyone tries to copy. Or tried to copy back in the day anyway. It was just a landmark, and I think this group's, if they do it right, if they continue in this pattern, I think their next album will be their breakthrough album. I think it will be their masterpiece, their Led Zepp 4, their Sgt. Pepper. Now, I'm not comparing these albums to those. I'm just comparing them in how this band is progressing. That's all. I'm thinking that the next album is going to be monumental. It's a real change of sound in this one. Again, real change of sound, real change of packaging. The other albums had a lot of vibrant colors on them, or pictures, fancy artwork on the outside. Much more understated. Sort of like the Long Run, when the Eagles came out with it. People said, "Ooh, that's an Eagles album." It's just a plain black cover, and I think it was silver writing on it, just saying the band and the Long Run. And then they had the Moody picture inside as well, on the gatefold, with the 4 band members, like in this picture here. Josh's vocals. He has toned down his Robert Plant sound-alike contest a lot on this. There are a few too many howls in this for my liking. He could have toned that down a little bit. But as I said, the band is evolving in their sound and their writing. So I think they're getting it. I think they're finding their way. They're like a puppy with big feet that hasn't quite grown into them yet. And I think they're trying to figure their way in their band sound. And I think they've almost got it. Like I said, I think they've almost got it. Their next album, and God, I hope it isn't 3 years, because I really like these guys. I really hope it isn't another 3-year wait. And I really hope that when COVID is over and bands can tour again and we can stand shoulder to shoulder again in an arena and cheer, I sure hope they come to Canada. Because man, they would sell out with like in a heartbeat up here. I really would like to see these guys live. I've seen them on Jimmy Fallon. I've seen a video of them at Red Rocks Theater, which I think is down in Aspen, or at least near Aspen anyway. It's down in Colorado. And they look really good live. I really want to see these guys. They're the only new band out the last few years that I really have a vibe to. So yeah, lyrics. I'm going to get into lyrics. Heat Above is a fantastic song. The lyrics are great. They just tell a story. My Way Soon is a good song too. They're all good songs. I'm gonna say that. There isn't a song here that I would rate lower than a B. Broken Bills is my favorite on the album. It's gonna be one of their classics of all time. And if you read the lyrics, I think he's talking about how even broken, damaged people can get through whatever they're getting through, and they'll come out and shine. That's what I think he's trying to say there. There's a couple of songs later on in the album where the lyrics are not really in depth. They just, very, very short lyrics, like one verse. I would like to see a little more in-depth lyrics throughout the whole album. The album looks like it's telling me a story. Finish the story off. Tell the whole story. It looks like some of the songs cheat on the lyric uh, content, the length a little bit. Not the quality, but the length. The songwriting is definitely a step above what their last albums were, in my opinion. But they're definitely trying to tell a story here, which ties in with the Lord of the Rings feel of this, with the packaging and the imagery. What else is I going to talk about? The sound quality. I think the sound quality, the engineering, needs a little bit of work still. I think the engineer is still trying to find their way with this band as well, how to present them. It's a little, I won't say murky, but at times there's just too many instruments at once and you can't tell what's playing. And that instance is few and far between on this album. Generally, it's really, really good. The drums are a standout. The drummer in this group is just fantastic. There's good bass lines through all the songs. They sure know how to work an intro in these songs too, man. They know how to get a feel for the song going and build up to things. Yeah, it's really good. So I think once the engineers get onto their next album, I think they'll have it worked out a bit how more to present the sound of this band and how they want to sound. But the quality of this album is really, really good. Now, one thing I did note on the original sleeve somewhere here, it said made in Czechoslovakia. There was a little sticker on the shrink wrap that said made in Czechoslovakia. That's why I was a little dubious about the quality. I've never had a Czechoslovakian made album before that I'm aware of. And that's why this little blip on track 3 on side 1 made me a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous, but it played over it. And on the second album, there was, like, the album wasn't cut out of the die properly. There was a big thing sticking out of here that I had to get an X-Acto knife and very gently shave that off. Like, the press just didn't quite go through all the way. But that's a minor thing, and I've taken care of that. So, the price was fair, I think, for what you're getting here. I think it's a really fair price, given that it's new vinyl, 2 albums, 12 tracks. Oh, and I want to touch on one more thing. The Weight of Dreams, the final song, the closing song on the album, album 2, side B, the last track, The Weight of Dreams. Oh, just an awesome track. It is an epic. It is an anthem. The guitar at the end of it is just awesome. The guitarist is just fantastic in this band. They really seem to be going for almost a Stairway to Heaven thing there with the big long solo in it. But yeah, I'm just really thrilled to have this. I'm really pleased I bought it. And my overall rating out of 10, I'd give this an 8, 8.5 maybe. And I think that the reasons I can't give it a 10, I suspect that the way the sound on the albums is evolving, I suspect those little things are going to be ironed out by their next release, which again I hope isn't 3 years. I hope these guys are already writing it. One of the songs on here, Heat Above Her Broken Bells, I saw an interview with the band, and they said one of those songs was actually written 5 years ago, but it just didn't fit with the theme of the album they were doing, and they thought it was too progressive at the time to put on the albums they had, so they saved it for this one. And yeah, all the songs sort of flow together in this as a theme. It's a really, I'm going to call this a theme album. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a theme album, and it's really cool. So that's my opinion. You may differ. That's fine. That's your opinion. If you don't like the band, if you don't like the lyrics, if you don't like the guy's voice, I have a good friend of mine who says, you know what? When I was playing Rush one day, he says, I absolutely love Rush. I'd buy every single album if it wasn't for Geddy Lee. He says he just couldn't stand the guy's voice. And I get it. I get it. Some people are like that. Sometimes a vocalist just grates on your nerves. I'm that way with Blood, Sweat, and Tears. A buddy of mine loves him, and I just can't stand the guy's voice. But people hear things differently. We interpret music differently. We hear things differently. We like different things. If we didn't, if we all liked the same thing, it'd be pretty damn boring now, wouldn't it? This is what sparks discussion. This is what sparks debate. And this is what sparks people to seek out new bands and try different things. So that's my version. That was my opinion. I like it. 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Battle at Garden's Gate, the new release by Greta Van Fleet. Give it a try. Go on YouTube if you're not sure. You know, if that's your first exposure to the band. You know, lots of reaction channels are reacting to their songs, and I like it. So I'm going to leave that, and I will see you next time around. Take care.